देवी अपराध क्षमापण स्तोत्रम्। न मंत्रं नो यंत्रं तदपि च न जाने स्तुतिमहो। न मंत्रं नो यंत्रं तदपि च न जाने स्तुतिमहो। न चौहानं ध्यानं तदपि च न जाने स्तुतिकथा। न चौहानं ध्यानं तदपि च न जाने स्तुतिकथा। न जाने मुद्रास्ते तदपि च न जाने विलपनम्। परं जाने मातः त्वदनुसरणं क्लेशहरणम्। परं जाने मातः त्वदनुसरणं क्लेशहरणम्। विधेरज्ञानेन द्रविणविरहेणालसतया। विधेया शक्यत्वा तव चरणयोर्याच्युतिरभू। विधेया शक्यत्वा तव चरणयोर्याच्युतिरभू। तदेतक्षन्तव्यं जननि सकलोद्धारिणि शिवे। कुपुत्रो जायेत् क्वचिदपि कुमाता न भवति। कुपुत्रो जायेत् क्वचिदपि कुमाता न भवति। पृथिव्यां पुत्रास्ते जननि बहवः सन्ति सरलाः। परं तेषां मध्ये विरलतरलोऽहं तव सुतः। परं तेषां मध्ये विरलतरलोऽहं तव सुतः। मदीयोऽयं त्यागः समुचितमिदं नो तव शिवे। कुपुत्रो जायेत् क्वचिदपि कुमाता न भवति। कुपुत्रो जायेत् क्वचिदपि कुमाता न भवति। जगन्मातर्मातः तव चरणसेवा न रचिता। न वा दत्तं देवी द्रविणमपि भूयस्तव मया। न वा दत्तं देवी चरणमपि भूयस्तव मया। तथापि त्वं स्नेहं मयि निरुपमं यत्पकुरुषे। कुपुत्रो जायेत् क्वचिदपि कुमाता न भवति। कुपुत्रो जायेत् क्वचिदपि कुमाता न भवति। परित्यक्ता देवा विविधविधिसेवाकुलतया। मया पञ्चाशीतेरधिकमपनीते तु वयसि। मया पञ्चाशीतेरधिकमपनीते तु वयसि। इदानीं मे मातः तव यदि कृपा नापि भविता। निरालम्बो लम्बोदरजननिकं यामि शरणम्। निरालम्बो लम्बोदरजननिकं यामि शरणम्। श्वपाको जल्पाको भवति मधुपाकोपमगिरा। निरातंको रंको विहरति चिरं कोटिकनकैः। निरातङ्कोरङ्को विहरति चिरं कोटिकनकैः तवापर्णे कर्णे विशति मनुवर्णे फलमिदम् जनः को जानीते जननि जपनीयं जपविधो जनः को जानीते जननि जपनीयं जपविधो चिताभस्मालेपो गरलमशनं देखपटधरो जटाधारी कंठे भुजगपतिहारी पशुपतिः जटाधारी कंठे भुजगपतिहारी पशुपतिः कपाली भूतेषु भजति जगदीशैकपदवीम् भवानी त्वत्पाणि ग्रहणपरिपाटी फलमिदम् भवानी त्वत्पाणि ग्रहणपरिपाटी फलमिदम् न मोक्षास्याङ्काशा न च विभववाञ्छापि च न मे न विज्ञानापेक्षा शशिमुखि सुखेच्छापि न पुनः अतस्त्वं संयाचे जननि जननं यातु मम वै मृडानि रुद्राणि शिव शिव भवानीति जपतः मृडानि रुद्राणि शिव शिव भवानीति जपतः नाराधितासि विधिना विविध उपचारैः किं रुक्षचिन्तनपरैः न कृतं वचोभिः शामे त्वमेव यदि किञ्चन मय्यनाथे धत्से कृपामुचेतम्ब परं तवैव धत्से कृपामुचेतम्ब परं तवैव आपत्सुमग्नः स्मरणं त्वदीयं करोमि दुर्गे करुणारमवेशि नैतच्छटत्वं मम भावयेथाः क्षुधा तुषार्ता जननी स्मरन्ते जगदम्ब विचित्रमत्र किं परिपूर्णा करुणास्ति चेन्मयि अपराधपरम्परावृतं न हि माता समुपेक्ष्यते सुतं मत्समपातकी नास्ति पापग्नि त्वत्समानहि एवं ज्ञात्वा महादेवी यथा योग्यं तथा कुरु एवं ज्ञात्वा महादेवी यथा योग्यं तथा कुरु।
नहीं ओके ओके ओम स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतार वरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित् सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। कठोपनिषद का पठन और पाठन में आज पंचम दिवस का द्वितीय वैकालिक सत्र है और हम सब जैसे एकत्र होके निश्चय किया है कि 6:15 तक ये सत्र में हम लोग चर्चा करेंगे कठोपनिषद की। हम ये प्रथम अध्याय के तृतीय वल्ली के नवम मंत्र से आरंभ करेंगे। हाँ नहीं, वो हो गया था। हाँ, 9th। विज्ञान सारथीर्यस्तु मन प्रग्रहवान नरः सोध्वन पारमाप्नोति तद्विष्णोः परमं पदम। बोल रहे कि विज्ञान सारथी ही, बुद्धि है सारथी, और जिसकी बुद्धि विज्ञान वो विशेष ज्ञान संपन्न है, जिसकी बुद्धि विवेक बुद्धि है, और मन प्रग्रहवान, और जिसका मन संयत है, जिसकी बुद्धि विवेक रूपी बुद्धि है, नित्य अनित्य वस्तु को वो पहचान लेता है, और जिसका मन एक बार जब बुद्धि उसको पहचान लेती है तब उसका मन वो जो प्रिय वस्तु है उसके प्रति आकर्षित नहीं होता है, वो श्रेय को ग्रहण करता है। ऐसे जो मनुष्य न रहे सोध्वन अध्वन, अध्वन मीन्स मार्ग, संसार गति, स अध्वन वो गति, वो मार्ग जो लेता है, वो जो निश्रेयस का मार्ग जो लेता है, श्रेय मार्ग जो लेता है, निवृत्ति मार्ग जो लेता है, साधन मार्ग जो लेता है, वो पारम जो परपार है उसको आपनोति प्राप्त होता है। और तद विष्णोः परमं पदम, और वो क्या है, वो परम पद क्या है, तत् वो जो उक्त लक्ष्य वस्तु है वो विष्णोः, विष्णु का मतलब है सर्वव्यापी, वो जो सर्वव्यापी, वो जो सर्वव्यापी ब्रह्म है उसका जो परमम पदम, परमम का अर्थ है प्रकृष्ट और पदम का अर्थ है स्थान या स्वरूप, जिसकी बुद्धि विवेक की बुद्धि है, जिसका मन संयत है, वो श्रेय मार्ग को लाभ करता है, और धीरे धीरे साधन के द्वारा वो जो सर्वव्यापी ब्रह्म का जो परम पद है, वो जो उच्चतम अवस्था है, उसको वो प्राप्त करता है। Here Yama, he is giving an example with a comparison of the chariot and the charioteer, and at the same time he is putting emphasis or drawing our attention that to reach that abstract goal, what are the things at hand that we should put our attention to. Mantra 10. Indriyebhya parahartha arthebhyascha param manah manasastu parabuddhihi बुद्धेरात्मा महान परह। और अभी धीरे धीरे वो सूक्ष्मतम जो सत्ता है उसके तरफ बढ़ रहे, और जो स्थूल सत्ता है जिसको हम पहचान सकते हमारे रोज की जिंदगी में, विथ आवर डे टू डे वे ऑफ लिविंग वी कैन फाइंड आउट व्हाट दे आर. Yama is putting a connection from the gross to the subtle and telling us that how we should build up the connection. Indriyebhya, which the indriyas, the senses, पराहर्था, परा का मतलब है श्रेष्ठ, श्रेष्ठ का मतलब है सटलर और भी सूक्ष्म। इंद्रिय, ये जो इंद्रिय है उससे उसका जो विषय है, अर्थ, अर्थ का मतलब है विषय। इंद्रियेभ्यः, फ्रॉम द इंद्रियस, ही इंडीड para is greater, the artha, the subjects of the senses. The subjects of the senses, they are all greater. Now, in a way, we can find out, no, this materialistic world is actually grosser than the senses. But here, this bhuta is meant by the sukshma bhuta, not this nama and rupa bhuta that we can just come into contact with our senses. उसके बारे में नहीं बोल रहे कि ये जो स्थूल भूत है, this manifested world as we see it, not that. There is a world of which is a subtler world. Actually, the world is not outside. The world is in our mind, actually. And the indriyas also, they have the bhoga of the world in the mind. We do not actually enjoy the world. We enjoy the world in our mind. तो बोल रहे कि इंद्रियों से ये अर्थ वो श्रेष्ठ है, वो सूक्ष्म है। अर्थभ्यश्च परम मनः, और ये जो इंद्रिय के उत्पादक जो भूत है उससे मन के उत्पादक जो भूत है वो सूक्ष्म है, और मन के उत्पादक जो भूत है उससे बुद्धि के उत्पादक जो भूत है वो श्रेष्ठ है, और बुद्धि के उत्पादक जो भूत है उससे हिरण्यगर्भ रूप जो व्यापक तत्व है वो श्रेष्ठ। व्हाट इज द पॉइंट एक्चुअली? Okay, there are various terms. इंद्रिय के अर्थ, फिर मन, फिर बुद्धि, फिर आत्मा, and it continues. It is in a way denoting to the cosmology. Cosmology ना सृष्टि तत्व है, पर हम लोग उपनिषद पठन पाठन कर रहे सृष्टि तत्व का जानने के लिए नहीं है। हम लोगों का एक अलग उद्देश्य है कि ये तत्व को जान के हम आत्म उपलब्धि करें। So without going to all this intricacies of the Srishti Tattva, let us understand these mantras that yes, the goal is very subtle. I now exist in a gross level, and slowly with the Viveka Buddhi and with the control of the mind, I can go from the gross to the subtle. Yes. More or less the same. Now, what actually? Which shloka? Okay. Yeah. No, they are there, yes. Here it is said that when they say the senses are higher than the sense objects, there they mean this sense object. This thing in gross form. And in this, they say, no, not that. Behind this sense object, which is manifested in the gross form, there is this, they in their Panchabhuta form. And those Panchabhuta form, the Shiti, Up, Tej, Marut, Bom, which has made various combinations and permutations and taken the various forms, they are actually subtler than the senses. Because at the end, the senses are actually the part of the gross body. And here in the Shankara Bhashya and elsewhere, there is a long discussion on this, especially in the book of revered Swami Bhuteshananda Ji, there is a long discussion on this. Here the sense objects are actually the Panchabhuta. From this gross sense objects are created. No, we are referring to the Karana Rupa Bhuta of that. Yes, yes, yes. But again, if you ask me, these are terms of cosmology. But at the end, to be very frank, I don't know about you. For me, neither I know the Sukshma Bhuta, nor I know the Karana Bhuta, nor I know the Hiranyagarbha or others. So from this, I have to take something which I can understand. And what I understand is that, yes, in this existence of the world, and because I am a part of the world, so in my existence also, there are gross existence and there are subtle existence. And the existence which the Upanishad is talking about, which I really am, is known as the Atman and Brahman. And here, from the gross to the subtle, there is a chronology that is being said. So I have to understand that maybe through following this chronology, at least intellectually, I can find out that my existence is a subtle existence. That is what I take as a takeaway message from it. The mantra number 11. Mahatah param avyaktam. Avyaktat purushah para. Mahatah param avyaktam. Avyaktat purushah paraha. Purushanya param kinchit. Sa kashtha sa paragatihi. बोलते महत है हिरण्य गर्भ का एक नाम, a synonym of Hiranyagarbha. What is Hiranyagarbha? Hiranyagarbha is the seed of the manifested Brahman, the first manifestation of Brahman. Brahman is Parabrahma, it is beyond manifestation, but at the same time, Brahman is manifested also. जो कुछ है सो तू ही है. Jiva Brahmaiva na aparaha sarvam khalu idam brahma. Whatever is Ishavasam idam sarvam. All this Shruti tells us that what is, God is, Brahman is. Other things are not. We have a wrong understanding that other things are there. So here it is saying that from that Mahata Hiranyagarbha Param Avyaktam. Avyaktam means Maya. Again, we will not go to the intricacies of the term. These terms, they have got their scriptural, terminological intricacies. Various schools of theology have, explained them in various ways. But we do not have the time and school. Yes, it is Avyakta here stands for the Maya. The Maya here. No, it is, certain terms, as the teacher, the Acharya will define it, we have to take it by that. He says, Avyakta is Maya. That Parashakti, Brahma Shakti, by which this is manifested. We really do not see, if we try to understand with our way of understanding, we do not see the Maya. We do not see the Maya. Where? No, here it is said, no, what is the word? Yes, what is the word? Swami Gambhiranandaji's book.
The unmanifested is higher than Mahat.
Okay.
The Purusha is higher than the unmanifested. There is nothing higher than the Purusha.
Yes.
The culmination is.
Yes, no, see. No, read again, please. Yes, I got it. There, and Swami Gambhiranandaji Maharaj has just translated the Sanskrit word into English. Avyakta, unmanifested. Vyakta is, yes. But here, just give me little time. Yeah, just I'm going through the Bhashya. Yes. The Shankara Bhashya, I will read a bit. I'll read a bit. Mahataha api param sukshmataram pratyagatmabhutam sarvamahattaram cha avyaktam. Mahat, mahataha api, from the Hiranyagarbha, even from the Hiranyagarbha, param. Now what they will do, Shankara Bhashya will take a word, give the synonym or the meaning of it. So mahataha api param. Param means sukshmataram, more subtle. What is that? Pratyagatma bhutam. That this manifestation, which is a part of our existence, and sarva mahattaram cha avyaktam, and the subtlest is the avyaktam. Now defining what is this avyakta. It is in the, if you give me that book please, it will be in that English thing also. Yes, he says, where it is, yes, here I'm reading the meaning of avyaktam, the unmanifested. First I'll read the Shankara Bhashya. What is avyakta? Avyakta is sarvasya jagato vija bhutam. Avyakta is the seed form, vija bhutam, of the entire creation, the unmanifested, which is the seed of the whole universe. And then continues, avyakritanam rupam ruparasatattvam sarva karya karana shakti samahara rupam. What is this unmanifested? It is the essence of the unmanifested name and form, and the state of aggregation of all powers of causes and effects. Whenever this power is mentioned, this Sarva Shakti is mentioned, that is what is, its synonym is Maya. And Anandagiri Tika tells of this Maya, and it is said, as the seed with the potentiality of the tree is but a single entity without the second, Brahman too, as possessed of the power of Maya, is not a dual entity. There is Avyakta Brahma, which we are saying the Parabrahma, and that Parabrahma is manifested. That Parabrahma is manifested, there should be, in the law of Karya and Karana, there should be a Karana of that manifestation. If Brahma manifests itself and creates this world, then Brahma gets into the Karya Karana Sambandha. Brahma যদি জগতের প্রকাশক হয়, তাহলে কার্য কারণ সম্বন্ধ অনুযায়ী ব্রহ্ম জগতের কার্য হয়ে যায়। ব্রহ্মর যে উপাধি রহিত যে সত্তা, সেটি প্রকাশিত হয় না। ब्रह्म अगर कार्य बन जाए ये कारण रूपी जगत का, तो ब्रह्म कार्य कारण संबंध में बद्ध हो जाता है। ब्रह्म का जो उपाधि रहित सत्ता है वो प्रतिष्ठित नहीं होता। इसीलिए आचार्यों ने ये माया जो है इसका उल्लेख किया है, that there will be another existence which we call Maya, by the dint of which, by the influence of which, by the power of which this world is created. And what is that Maya? That Maya is actually unreal, because this creation of the world itself is unreal. এই ব্রহ্ম থেকে জগতের কি করে সৃষ্টি হলো? এই ব্রহ্ম থেকে জগতের সৃষ্টি হলো মায়ার দ্বারা। তবে কি ব্রহ্ম এক আর মায়া আরেক? না, ওই মায়া হলো একটি আমাদের, yes, in a way it is a power of Brahman defined, but it is Brahman itself. अग्नि और उनकी दाहिका शक्ति एक है, ब्रह्म और ब्रह्म शक्ति एक है। जब वो कार्य रहित है तब उसको ब्रह्मन कहते, और जब वो सृष्टि स्थिति प्रलय करता है तब उनको ब्रह्म शक्ति माया शक्ति कहते। Actually it is the same. It is the same. And the Upanishads will tell us that All these things that you are saying, Srishti, Sthiti, Pralaya, Karya, those are actually adhyasa, those are actually ajnana, that is the ignorance, that the Brahman is manifested in n number of things. No, it is not. These n number of things are not there. Only Brahman is. पुरुषान, अच्छा, और अव्यक्त से, माया से पुरुष पर है. पुरुष कौन है? पुरुष है परमात्मन. परमात्मन. पुरुषान्य न परम किंचित, सा काष्ठा सा परागति. पुरुष, अपुरुषात, from the Purusha, na, no, param, greater, kinchit, nothing is there. Sa kashtha, kashtha means the last point, sheshima, shukhotter, सूक्ष्मता की अंतिम सीमा है. और सा, वो स्वरूप अनुभूति ही परा चरम गति है लक्ष्य स्थल. जब ये जीव उपलब्धि कर ले, ये जो जिसको वो जीव कह रहा था, जिसको वो अपना शरीर, मन, बुद्धि, इंद्रिय का एक संमिश्रण कह के अपना अस्तित्व को वो समझ रहा था, वो नहीं है. एकमात्र परमात्मा ही है और कुछ भी नहीं है. नथिंग एल्स. जो कुछ है सो तू ही है. एंड दैट इज द फाइनल थिंग. उसके बाद नथिंग आफ्टर दैट. द मंत्र, नेक्स्ट मंत्र, एष सर्वेषु भूतेषु गुरो आत्मा न प्रकाशते दृश्यते त्वग्रया, तू अग्रया. दृश्यते त्वग्रया बुद्ध्या सूक्ष्मया सूक्ष्मदर्शिभिः. नाउ दिस एष, दिस, अभी एष बोल रहे हैं, ए, दिस वन. नाउ इट इज नॉट समथिंग फार, इट इज नाउ अचीवेबल, नोएबल. एष आत्मा, ये प्रत्येक आत्मा, सर्वेषु, सभी भूतों के, जीवों के, गूरह, वो सभी जीव के अस्तित्व में वो गूरह है, वो एकदम प्रच्छन्न होके. मैं और जल में नमक को मिला दे, अभी वो नमक कहाँ पे है? इट इज एवरीवेयर. It has become a part of the jal. Now you cannot separate jal and lavan. You cannot separate like it. I am that Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. I am that Brahman. उसको मैं कैसे, मैं ब्रह्म को देख रहा हूँ, मैं ब्रह्म को अनुभव करो, it is itself a wrong saying. আমি আত্মাকে উপলব্ধি করেছি, এটা হয় না. This doesn't, মানে this is a wrong sentence. আমি আত্মাকে উপলব্ধি করেছি, that means I am different from the Atman. The Atman is the object, I am the subject. And if I am the subject and Atman becomes the object and I have experienced it, then I have misunderstood something else as the Atman. What we say, you know, যাকে সাক্ষী চৈতন্য বলে, that which is called the Sakshi Chaitanya, that is the last point where we can go and have an experience of objectivity and subjectivity. साक्षी चैतन्य जो है, जहाँ पे ये जगत प्रपंच है और मैं मानो एक साक्षी के रूप में ये सब दर्शन कर रहा हूँ, और विवेक और वैराग्य के द्वारा मेरे मन में राग, द्वेष, सुख, दुख कुछ अनुभूति नहीं हो रही, मैं एक जीवन मुक्त अवस्था में हूँ. That is the last point of experience. That is the doll of salt is standing at the shore of the ocean and seeing the ocean. ঠাকুর বলছেন যে একটা ব্যবধান থাকে, যেন ছুঁই ছুঁই হচ্ছে কিন্তু ছুঁতে পারছে না, লাইক দ্যাট. অ্যান্ড গড কিপস ইট. না হলে we can't really enjoy that. एक श्लोक है, तुरानंद जी, he read it, I'll try to bring it. Turananda ji, he read in a scripture that why did this Brahma become bound? এই ব্রহ্ম কেন বদ্ধ হলো? Why? ব্রহ্মকে কে বদ্ধ করল? And Turiyanandaji, I'll try to bring that shloka. Turiyanandaji says, he read in a scripture, the Brahman that was free became bound to really have the taste of the joy of freedom. Joy of freedom. ये जो मुक्ति की जो मुक्ति का स्वाद है, आनंद है, उसको प्राप्त करने के लिए ब्रह्म मानो एक लीला के रूप में खुद को बद्ध किया. We understand how we play the game. You know, there is a thrill in it. ওটাই লীলা. When we play the game, and there is a thrill in it, sometimes losing it, sometimes winning it, sometimes, you know, and that thrill is the thrill of life. So Brahman, which cannot be bound, makes itself bound just to test, just to have that tremendous, infinite bliss of mukti. Just sometimes you will see, you know, we are going through a thing and we are very much stressed and strained, and then the thing is over. And just মানে কোনো একটা জিনিস আমরা খুব ব্যস্ত রয়েছি, সুখ দুঃখ ওর মধ্যে দিয়ে যাচ্ছে, স্ট্রেস হচ্ছে, স্ট্রেন হচ্ছে, তারপর জিনিসটা শেষ হয়ে যায়, আমরা যেন হাফ ছেড়ে বাঁচি. ইট ইজ আ সেন্স অফ ব্লিস. মাছলাম, যাই গিয়ে ঘুমাই এখন. The sense of bliss. And from a worldly thing, when we get the sense of freedom, if we get such a sense of bliss, such a sense of peace, what a tremendous infinite bliss and peace it would be when we will just get rid of this entire thing. We'll just get rid of this entire thing. So, bolte esha sarveshu bhuteshu guru atma na prakashate. This Atma Tattva, Brahman, is within all of us. And because it is within all of us, I cannot see it as an object. मैं आँख से सब कुछ देख रहा हूँ. मैं आँख को क्या देख सकता हूँ? You can say you stand in front of the mirror. Not that. What I am seeing is in the mirror, what I am seeing? The reflection of the eye. I am not seeing the eye. The eye cannot see it. Ravindranath, when he was a young boy, he wrote, Noyon tumare paye na dekhite, tumi royecho noyone noyone. In one of the first couplets he wrote. And when his father Devendranath, he read it, he says that if there would be a king of the land, he would have rewarded the poet. And I think he gave some 500 rupees, or 500 rupees at that time is huge. He says, Noyon tumare paye na dekhite, tumi royecho noyone noyone. And in Rabindranath's many songs, they are actually the manifestations of the various the Upanishadic mantras. Especially his Puja Pariyaya. You know, there is a category of worship. There are various categories: Prakriti, nature; Puja, worship; Prema, love. And in some you will find in the Puja Pariyaya's category of Rabindranath's creations, poems and songs, there you will find the Jnana aspect of the Upanishads. And sometimes we have to read it between the lines. Rabindranath's poems on love, they are actually the devotional aspect of the Upanishads, where a devotee is expressing his or her love to the beloved, the Lord. They are not actually an earthly love. They are of the divine love, which we find also in the Upanishads. So it is there. Nayon tumare paina dekhite tumi royecho nayone nayone. It is said, Sri Ramakrishna, in his parable, the surgeon is having his light and is putting on everyone. And he says, "O surgeon, put it on you." That is said that drishyate, it can be seen. How? Tu agraya buddhi. Agraya, it is said, ekagrata. By pointed mind. মনটাকে কুড়িয়ে নিতে হবে. I just cannot keep on doing everything and anything and also lead a spiritual life. No. The whole day I'll just do anything and everything, and then suddenly I will sit for meditation and my mind will become concentrated. It doesn't happen generally. It will not happen. So what we have to do, we have to develop a concentrated mind. How to do it? Practice it, karma yoga. Whatever you do, do it with a one-pointed mind. If you are in the class, listening to Kathopanishad, listen to it wholeheartedly, one-pointedly. You may like it, listen it wholeheartedly. You may not like it, listen to it wholeheartedly. Whatever of this world comes in front of you, just give your whole mind to it. In the Buddhistic tradition, it is called mindfulness. What we do, we divide our mind according to our likings and dislikings. When we do not like something, then we'll just think of something else. The body is here, the mind is divided. That is not a spiritual practice. A spiritual aspirant, karma yoga is a preparation for jnana yoga. Raja yoga is a preparation for jnana yoga. The practice for a spiritual aspirant is whatever you do, do it your whole mind. The example, the Holy Mother. Whatever she is doing with the whole mind. As if that is the thing. And that is also a sign of the great people. We have seen, great, Swamis. Suppose they are talking to a person, their whole concentration is on that person. Swamiji is reading a book and a disciple is calling him. And then, most probably, Shuddhanandaji or Virajanandaji, I'm not remembering. And then Swamiji, I called you, you did not listen. And he said, how many minds do I have? I have one mind. With that one mind, I was putting... I was reading, my whole mind was in it. Multitasking can be a smart thing for the world, but it is harmful for our spiritual life. It is harmful for our spiritual life. Drishyate tu agraya buddhya सूक्ष्मया सूक्ष्म दर्शिभिः. और ये जो सूक्ष्म रूप से, ये जो सूक्ष्म दृष्टि है, जो एकाग्रता के द्वारा ही हम प्राप्त कर सकते हैं, वो जो सूक्ष्मदर्शी है, जो सूक्ष्म दृष्टि जिनके पास है, वो एकाग्रता के द्वारा वो अपने अस्तित्व में जो प्रत्येक आत्मा है उसको जान सकते. बाय मेडिटेशन दे कैन नो. द नेक्स्ट मंत्र, यच्छेद वांग मनसि प्राज्ञः तद यच्छेद ज्ञान आत्मनि. ज्ञानमात्मनि महति निहच्छेत तद यच्छेत शांत आत्मनि. Yes, there is a lot of cha here. What are this cha? It is said that, yes, जो प्राज्ञ है, जो विवेकी पुरुष है, जिसमें ज्ञान है, वो क्या करता है? वाक को अपने मन में लय करता है और वो मन को वो ज्ञान में लय करता है और वो ज्ञान को वो जो हिरण्यगर्भ है उसमें लय करता है और वो जो हिरण्यगर्भ है और उसके द्वारा और हिरण्यगर्भ को वो आत्मा में लय करता है. What does lay means? Lay means that there are various levels of existence. And the spiritual aspirant, with his faith on the Guru and Shastra Vakya, has understood, no, these various layers of existence are actually wrong notions. There is only one existence. That existence we have to know. Then I will know what is the real reality, and then I will not be confused and deluded by all this apparent reality. एक ब्रह्मनात्मन है, जो मूल वस्तु है, बाकी सब तो उसका ही प्रकाश है और परमाणु वो उसका संपूर्ण रूप से प्रकाश नहीं है, एक भ्रमात्मक प्रकाश है. अगर वो जो मूल प्रकाश है उसको मैं जान लूंगा, तब ये भ्रमात्मक प्रकाश का जो स्वरूप है, भ्रम स्वरूप, वो मेरे पास प्रतीत हो जाएगा। माया को पहचान लेंगे तो फिर माया रहने से भी उसकी जो आवरण शक्ति है उसका कोई प्रभाव हमारे ऊपर नहीं हो, हम पहचान लेंगे ये तो माया है। हाँ, तो ऐसे बोलते कि जो प्राज्ञ पुरुष है, विवेकी पुरुष है, वो अपने वाक आदि बहिर इंद्रियों को मन में नियमित करेंगे और मन को प्रकाश स्वभाव बुद्धि में नियमित करेंगे। बुद्धि को हिरण्य गर्भ में नियमित करेंगे, हिरण्य गर्भ को वो आत्म स्वरूप में नियमित करेंगे। क्या अर्थ है? द अर्थ इज दैट वी शुड मेडिटेट थ्रू विवेक, थ्रू डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, टू फाइंड आउट व्हाट इज माय रियल एंटिटी। ये हिरण्य गर्भ क्या है हम लोग शायद धारणा नहीं कर पा रहे। बट लेट अस टेक टू दोज ग्रॉस लेवल्स विच वी अंडरस्टैंड। जब भी मुझे लगता है कि मैं शरीर हूं, ये शरीर का सुख दुख का मैं अनुभव कर रहा हूं, देन आई शुड डेलिबरेट, नो आई एम नॉट द बॉडी। जब भी मुझे ये अनुभव हो रहा है कि ये मन के सुख दुख से, कभी कभी यहाँ पे कुछ एस्पायरेंट्स है, कुछ पार्टिसिपेंट्स है, वो मुझे बोले महाराज वो बात में मुझे बहुत कष्ट होती है ना, बहुत कष्ट होता है महाराज, ওটাতে खूब कष्ट है महाराज, ওটাতে खूब दुख है। But the Upanishad is teaching us, telling us that all these things that is giving us sukha and dukkha are just unreal. And this sukha and dukkha is also unreal. It's just like, that screen of the theater is there, which is untouched. On that we are seeing a comedy film, we are laughing. On that we are seeing a tragic film, we are laughing. We are crying. And all these reactions, that is also real. That is also unreal. The reactions are also unreal. At least we should have that understanding. Then what will happen, the sukha dukkha will come and give us a blow. But then, after a while, we can invoke that strength of the Atman and we can get control of it. And again, this world will give us experience of joy and sorrow. Again and again, I will try to tackle it with this knowledge of the Atman, and a time will come when this will not affect me. Manilal Mallik, he was a devotee. Sri Thakur was at Dakshineshwar. It is Sri Ramakrishna Leela Prasanga. And one day Manilal Mallik, he came to Sri Thakur. A very, very, very tragic incident happened. Manilal Mallik's young son has suddenly passed away on that day. He's devastated. He went to the cremation ground, he did all the rites, and he didn't know where to go. He's lost. He comes to Dakshineshwar. And he comes and sits in a corner of Sri Ramakrishna's room. Sri Thakur is talking with the devotee, suddenly looks at him. He looks very sad and says, Tomake aaj erom Almora keno dekhchi? Why you look so sad today? And suddenly, as if the floodgates of his tremendous tragedy opens up. And he says, she aaj mara giyeche. He names his son and says that today he has passed away. And everyone is shocked. Oh, what a tragedy. And listening that, Sri Ramakrishna is silent. And the other devotees, they come and console Manilal Mallik. And because they're in a mood of spirituality, they're in Dakshineshwar, Sri Thakur is in front of them, they keep on saying, see, this body is Nashwara, and no one stays forever, and everything that comes will go away, Janma Mrityu, they are in the hands of God, and all those bookish counsels they were giving to Manilal Mallik. Manilal Mallik is just listening. Nothing touches him. Swami Saradananda explains, nothing touches him because these people, those who were saying these things, they don't mean that. They don't live on those principles. So it had no effect on him. Sri Thakur comes down to him. Sri Thakur is in tears and says, of course, you will feel the tragedy. The son is created from the body. You will feel the tragedy. And then Sri Thakur comes down at his level, and then with his love, with his compassion, he builds a relation with it, that Manilal Mallik can hold his hand and travel towards that realm of truth. And then Sri Ramakrishna, suddenly he goes to a deep spiritual mood. He sings a song, Jeeb Shajo Shamore, Ranobeshe Kal Probeshe Tor Ghare. Jeeb, oh Jeeba, Shajo, prepare, Shamore, for the war. There is a war. There is a battle. Ranobeshe Kal Probeshe Tor Ghare. And time, as if is entering into your life to destroy everything. And then the other lines of the song is saying that if you are weak, then get hold of the devotion of God and all those things. And Sri Thakur sings it with such chivalry, such expression of strength. The mind of everyone is lifted to that higher realm. And then Molilal Mollik, he has got the strength. Molilal Mollik, he tells him, Mone shanti pelum, ei jonnei to apnar kache ashlum. Says, I have got peace in my mind. That is the reason I came to you. What did Sri Thakur do? Sri Thakur showed him the truth. But before that, he came to his own, in a level, and he with his compassion, he built that connection so that Molilal Mollik can follow him. Nara passed away. The Holy Mother is crying tremendously. And everyone thinks, oh, Holy Mother is devastated. But then someone tells, Ma, Thakurer bhog nibedaner shomoy hoyeche. Immediately she gets up and she goes and does everything. So, what are they teaching us? They are teaching that as long as we are in the body, in the mind, in one way or the other, we are identifying with it, we cannot be stone-hearted. We'll feel all these things. But Upanishad will give us the strength to tackle these things as soon as possible. The people who do not have this spiritual knowledge, they may get just flown away by them. They will be totally devastated, destroyed. But a devotee will stand back and live life, and that is what it should be. So, we continue. The famous Uttishthata Jagrata Prapya Varan Nibodhata. The Upanishad, now Yam is telling Nachiketa and the Upanishad is telling all the aspirants, so get up. Something is to be done. Uttishthata, he অজ্ঞান নিদ্রাচ্ছন্ন জীবগণ উঠো অর্থাৎ আত্মতত্ত্ব শ্রবণ ও মনন করো। Go for it. Go for it. जागृत और निधिध्यासन के सहाय से वो निद्रा का नाश करो. Swamiji makes a free translation. Arise, awake, uttishtata, arise, jagrita, awake. But after that, prapya varan nibodhata. Varan, those great people who have achieved it, nibodhata, you go to them, and nibodhata means know that Atma Tattva. So get up, go to the ashrama, read the books, practice Viveka and Vairagya, do Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnani Yoga, Raja Yoga. If you feel prepared, if you have that sincerity, take Diksha and do the practices and go ahead. Just dilly-dallying around will not help really. And if we are just dilly-dallying around, that means neither we are arise, neither we have risen up, nor we are awake. And that is the reason the words of these great people, Varan, is really not making a true sense to us. A true sense to us. Swami Vivekananda says, quoting the imitation of Christ, if someone has really taken the teachings of Jesus the Christ, then his character will reflect the teachings of Jesus the Christ. Je Prabhur Barta Grohan Korbe, tar Jibon Prabhur Bartar Onurup Hoibe. I remember in the Mutt Rules, Swami Vivekananda says, we all are representatives of Sri Ramakrishna. I remember we were in Belur training center and old President Maharaj's quarter. And there, many of you have been there. I was initiated there, President. Now it is Girish Memorial. And the back there was a hall. There Maharaj would sit. And we would enter, make pranam, and then come out. That hall has been demolished. That is no more there. Oi hall ta ekhon nei. And then, so when we were brahmacharis, every day afternoon we'll go to offer our pranams to most revered President Maharaj. And Srimad Swami Gahananandji Maharaj was the president. And then we would come out, and from outside the window, we will just look at him. We could not say why we looked at him, but we enjoyed looking at him. ওই মহারাজকে দেখতে ভালো লাগতো, মহারাজ বসে আছেন আমরা দেখছি. For many, he is our mantra diksha guru, and guru darshan itself gives such a sense of peace to the mind. So we would, look at him, holding the window, we look at him. So Maharaj had been outside Belur Math for some days. He had come back, and there was a Lalit Maharaj in Aragya Bhavan. And he used to move around with a stick, and he used to greet everyone with Om. Whosoever he will say Om, Om. And we being, brahmacharis, young boys, a bit naughty, sometimes we'll, just 10 or 12 will gather around him and we'll say, Maharaj, Om, 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 Om. And whenever whosoever says Om, he will reply to that. And he'll be totally, puzzled. So many Om, 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 Om. And he will get after a while, he'll be tired like that. Om bolte parchi na. And we would have fun. And then we'd say, Maharaj, ami Om bollam, apni Om bollen na amake. Oh, Om, Om. Maharaj, ami Om bolchi. Om, 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 Om. It was a game for us, naughty brahmacharis. Anyhow, he was a senior Swami. So President Maharaj had come back. He was sitting on the chair, accepting the pranams. And Swami Gahananandaji Maharaj was a man of very few words, very calm and quiet. And then we would be, there is a barricade, and we would be offering pranams from outside. Lalit Maharaj entered from that door and went to Maharaj and touched his holy feet, offered pranams, and tell, Maharaj, bhalo achen? Maharaj, you are all right? And Maharaj, as he would do, Maharaj would blink his eyes. And Maharaj would say, he did that is yes. Then he says, Maharaj, apni chilen na, mott khali khali lagchilo. Maharaj, you were not there. The Belur Math was looking empty. So Maharaj was, sitting on his chair. There was a picture of the Divine Triune at the back on the wall. So Maharaj tried to turn, but he couldn't turn. So then he did like this and he said, Enara to chilen. They were there. And then, he would very rarely talk. And then, Maharaj is saying something. And we were so excited and interested. Maharaj kichu bolchen. And then we were, we'll just glue to it and try to, listen what Maharaj is talking. Because we believe President Maharaj is veritably the form of Sri Ramakrishna, the highest manifestation of that spirituality. And then, Lalit Maharaj, he said, Maharaj, onara to achen, they are there. Kintu apni je onader protinidhi, they are there, but you are their representative. As soon as he said that, Maharaj for a while, he closed his eyes like that. He suddenly did like that and he closed his eyes. Then after a while, he opened his eyes. And he pointed at Lalit Maharaj and said, Tumiyo to tader pratinidhi. And immediately when he said that, Lalit Maharaj, until now he was like a little brother, a bit, having a bit of a joyful conversation with President Maharaj. But now when Maharaj pointed out to him and said, you are also their representative. Immediately Lalit Maharaj, Hai Maharaj, Hai Maharaj, Hai Maharaj. And then, we were all standing around and Maharaj, he lifted his head and he pointed out in a semicircular way and showed all of us and said, Amra shakule tader pratinidhi. We all are their representative. And he was saying something. And then, our principal Maharaj, Devarajanandaji, was there and he told, today is a very special day for all of you who were a part of this, incident. Today, President Maharaj pointed at all of you and told that you all are his representative. Always remember this incident. Think of it, smarana manana. It will always give you great strength and joy and peace. And so, not only we all. This definition was given by most revered Swami Vireshwaranandaji in the 1980 convention of the entire Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission. He defined the Ramakrishna Sangha. He said the Ramakrishna Sangha has four aspects, four categories, four parts. The main is the Ramakrishna Math and the Ramakrishna Mission, which comprises the monks. Then the next, he said, is the Sarada Math and the Sarada Mission, which comprises the Parabrajikas, the nuns. And the third, he said, is the Bhav Prachar Parishad and all the devotees who are part of this Ramakrishna Math, Ramakrishna Mission, Sarada Math, Sarada Mission, and the Bhav Prachar Parishads. And the fourth aspect is all of them who, in one way or the other, have known the ideology manifested in the Ramakrishna order, and in their own way, they have taken that ideology in their lives. There are various organizations like that. So the Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission becomes an universal organization and like the umbrella of it. So there, Swami Vireshwaranandaji, we all are his representative. And for you, for me, for you, especially for you people, you should be like a light in the society. The way you talk, the way you move, the way you do everything, others will look at you. In between, in your locality, in your para, you should be like a lamp, a devotee of God residing in between so many people. When everything is fine, but there are times when people need the help of this greater spiritual power. And at that time, you should be like a strength in between them. In the Sri Sri Chandi, it is said, one who takes the ashraya of the Divine Mother becomes the ashraya of others. And some of you, like a devotee today, she told me she has been initiated for 50 years, even before I was born. And a devotee of Sri Sri Thakur for 50 years, or many of you have been initiated for many, many years. Now maybe it is time for you to give to others also. Don't hesitate. Like how to do, get hold of them and take classes? No. Main is live a life centered on God. Be very sincere. And all these things that you have learned, practice it and share with them. Maybe, give these things. Maybe gift Kathamrita to others. Give the life of, the Holy Mother's books to others. If someone is really in a problem, maybe they will not have the courage and hope to approach you. Just go and stand by them. Tell them some of the sayings of the Holy Mother which you had remembered, some of the holy words of the divine trio that you had remembered. Just very recently, two of the devotees I know, their close relatives, their father passed away. And I, as a monk, what will I do? So I took that picture of that incident which I told from Sri Sri Ramakrishna Lila Prasang, and I sent it to them. And I told them, see, I'm praying for the departed soul of your father, but I'd like to share with you something from the life of Sri Ramakrishna. When a devotee lost his son, how did Sri Thakur guide? That I would like to tell you. And I took the picture, and then I didn't ask him. And then later, when I just had a talk with those two devotees, they said, oh Maharaj, that incident gave me a lot of strength. But yes, these things will happen, bereavement will happen, Janma Mrityu will happen, we'll react to that. But we can't keep on reacting to that. There is something more important in human life, and we have to strive for that. Suttishthata jagrata prapyavaran nibodhata. Why? Shurasadhara nishita durattaya. And this is so difficult. Durattaya, duratikramaniya. And it is just like a knife, a kshur that has been made sharp, nishita, and to work on that. Who says that? Kavayoho vadanti. Kavayoho means the knowledgeable pe. The pe. Mahabulchin Kobi mane Gyani. The word kavi also means poet. It means in the colloquial language, the word poet also means ज्ञानी. जो ज्ञान प्राप्त किए वो बोलते it's not easy, it is difficult. So what to do? Get up and try your best. If you can, at the end of the day, if you can stand in front of Sri Sri Thakur or stand in front of yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, today I have tried my best. Wonderful, perfect. Nothing more was to be done. We can't do better than the best. So if we can tell to ourselves and sincerely and tend to Sri Sri Thakur, ঠাকুর আজ যথাসাধ্য করেছি, আমাকে যেখানে যেমন করে রেখেছিলে তার মধ্যে যথাসাধ্য করেছি. If that we can really say from the core of our heart, then that is the yatha sadha. Nothing more was to be done. Then we have taken our small step. Now God will take the 10 steps. Give your best. Sri Ramakrishna will do the rest. Yes. Yes, all those things are actually, wrong notions actually. We are thinking that, that হ্যাঁ, ওই বিদেহী আত্মার শান্তি হোক, আমরা এরকম করে আমরা চিন্তা করি যে ওই যে মানে there are two ways to look at it. How we look at it in this, the existence after death and Shraddha, etc., that jiva had some identification with its body and mind. वो जो जीव था वो अपने शरीर और मन के साथ खुद का एक आइडेंटिफिकेशन किया था. बट वो तो स्वरूपतः तो आत्मन है ना. हाँ, वो तो स्वरूपतः वो सच्चिद आनंद स्वरूप है, पर उसका जो सूक्ष्म बुद्धि है, उसके संस्कार में एक ऐसा भावना है कि मैं शरीर हूँ. और गीता जी में कहते हैं कि जो चिंतन करके ये शरीर को हम त्याग करेंगे, वही चिंतन के अनुसार पुनः एक शरीर प्राप्त हम करेंगे. तो हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि मानो उसका शरीर त्याग हुआ है, तब हम प्रार्थना करते हैं कि उसकी जो आत्मा है उसको शांति मिले, उसको ऊर्ध्व गति मिले. एंड इन द जर्नी ऑफ द सोल टुवर्ड्स इटर्नल मे ही रीच द हाईएस्ट एक्सेट्रा. ऐसा ही एक चिंतन ही उपनिषद में, आई डोंट नो वी विल बी एबल टू रीच दैट नॉट. समटाइम्स वी विल थिंक इट इन द अदर वे. यहाँ पे एक श्लोक में उपनिषद में स्वामी भूतेशानंद जी डिटेल में डिस्क्राइब करते हैं. महाराज बोलते हैं कि मृत्यु के अंतिम समय में मैं जो चिंतन करूँगा उसके द्वारा ही मृत्यु के पश्चात कौन सी गति होगी वो ठीक होगा. सो इट इज इन माई हैंड. It is in my hand. That as I think, so I will become. So now it is in my hand to correct my thoughts and with practice to just get established in that. It is in my hand. स्वामी जी बोलते हैं कि मैं जो कर्म करूँगा, ये कर्म फलवाद, मैं जो कर्म करूँगा उसका फल मिलेगा. तो हम लोग सोचते हैं अरे मैं तो पराधीन हूँ, आज़ाद नहीं हूँ, ये कर्म का वश में हूँ. स्वामी जी टेक्स इट पॉजिटिवली. स्वामी जी सेज यस, यू आर द क्रिएटर ऑफ योर ओन डेस्टिनी. आज तुम जो हो वो तुम्हारा अतीत ने तुमको बनाया है, कल तुम जो बनोगे तुम्हारा वर्तमान तुमको बनेगा. सो यू कैन क्रिएट योर ओन डेस्टिनी. गो फॉर इट. यू कैन जस्ट क्रिएट योर ओन डेस्टिनी. शुभ कर्म करो, शुभ फल मिलेगा. अशुभ कर्म करो, अशुभ फल मिलेगा. ये जान के भी अगर हम अशुभ कर्म करें, then it is not a proper thing. হ্যাঁ, তাই কেউ মারা গেলে যখন আমরা বলি তার আত্মার শান্তি হোক, তাহলে হ্যাঁ আমরা ওই আত্মাকে খণ্ডিত রূপেই চিন্তা করছি, খণ্ডিত রূপেই চিন্তা করছি এবং তার ওই আত্মা তার শরীরের, তার মনের, তার বুদ্ধির, তার সংস্কারের সাথে নিজেকে এক মনে করে আবার জন্ম নেবে, সেই জন্যে তার আত্মার আমরা শান্তি প্রার্থনা করছি। কিন্তু এই শ্রাদ্ধের যে মন্ত্রগুলি রয়েছে তার মধ্যেও কিন্তু ওই সে ঊর্ধ্বগতির কথা বলা হয়। বাট এই শ্রাদ্ধ, কর্মকাণ্ড ইত্যাদি, কর্মকাণ্ড আলাদা, জ্ঞানকাণ্ড আলাদা। কর্মকাণ্ড কিন্তু এই অন্তিম ব্রহ্ম বস্তু প্রাপ্তির কথা বলে না। কর্মকাণ্ড বলে স্বর্গলোকে যাবে ইত্যাদি ইত্যাদি। কর্মকাণ্ড, জ্ঞানকাণ্ডে উপনিষদ যেই স্তরে মানুষের চিন্তাকে নিয়ে গিয়েছে, কর্মকাণ্ড সেখানেই পৌঁছায়নি। তাই উপনিষদের যেই ব্রহ্মভাব তা আমরা কর্মকাণ্ড ইত্যাদিতে দেখতে পারবো না। শ্রাদ্ধ একটি কর্মকাণ্ডের মধ্যে। ও তো অজামিলের গল্প, এটা কথামৃতে আছে। হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, হ্যাঁ, ঠিক ঠিক। হ্যাঁ, কথামৃতে যেইখানে ঠাকুর এরকম কাহিনী বলেছেন, আমরা যদি লক্ষ্য করি, ঠাকুর কিন্তু সব জায়গায় তারপরে বলছেন ওর আগের জন্মে অনেক করা ছিল। In almost each and every cases, Sri Ramakrishna, this miraculous thing, আমি ফাঁকি দিয়ে, হ্যাঁ, এই যে একই ছেলের হাতের মোয়া যে ভোগা দিয়ে নিয়ে নেব, নো। In each and every cases, Sri Ramakrishna, let us say, is his own comment on those kinds of stories, that aspirant must have done something in the previous birth. ঠাকুর সাধনাকে সব সময় জোর দিচ্ছেন, সব সময় জোর দিচ্ছেন। And we understand it with common sense. Narayan is a word, he was thinking of his son. But with all these things, the Shruti in various levels tells us that let us get into the spiritual culture. শ্রুতি এই শাস্ত্র আমাদের শেখাচ্ছেন যে ধীরে ধীরে আমাদেরকে ওই আধ্যাত্মিক যে সংস্কৃতি রয়েছে ওর মধ্যে প্রবেশ করতে হবে। হ্যাঁ, কিন্তু ছেলেকে নারায়ণ বলে ডাকলেই হয় না। ছেলেকে যখন তিনি বকছেন তখনই তো, হ্যাঁ, নারায়ণকে তো বকছেন, হ্যাঁ, তখন কি নারায়ণকে নারায়ণ ভেবেছে? মনেতেই বদ্ধ, মনেতেই মুক্ত। Everything we have to contrast with the words of Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother and Swamiji. Then we will get a clear understanding of how we should take those words of the scriptures in the present time. Monetei baddho, monetei mukto. He says. So it is the matter of the mind. Yes.
Swamiji's free translation. There is a way can stop now. Is it because there was a shortage of great ones in the West?
No, I don't know. Like, you know, माने स्वामी जी जो बोले हैं ना, जो भी भाषा में वो बोले होंगे, it is a mantra by itself.
That's right.
Yes.
But why he made a free translation?
No, we are saying, we are trying, telling, like we are trying to connect it, and we are telling that Swamiji took this from the Upanishad and then he made a free translation. If you ask me, I will tell, this is not a free translation. Swamiji gave a new mantra in English, a new, a new Rishi Vakya. It's not a translation. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Thousands and thousands have been inspired by this one sentence. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. And maybe, I have never thought the way you are thinking about it. And now when you have raised that, what thoughts, just now they are coming to my mind, that Swamiji in his teachings has always emphasized this self-effort, yes. So rise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Go ahead. Even if you have inspiration, even if you do not have inspiration, we look for satsang. The real sat is within me. I am looking for a satsang. Satsang is the company of the holy, the holiest of the holy. The Lord, the Brahman, the Atman is residing within me. If I can find him or her or it or what we don't know, then we do not need to go anywhere for satsang.
In the reversal of the order, arise is awake. First normally one awake and then
Arise, awake. Yeah, I don't know. For me, it is a mantra by itself. I don't connect it and then compare and ask. I don't take it as a translation. It is said it is a free translation, but I don't take it as a translation. Yes, it is. So here, Nachiketa, he came to Yama, and Yama wanted to give him what many people ask for in life. Nachiketa did not ask that. And Nachiketa somehow came to know. He had this question about life and death. He was introspective. And then he asked a question of questions. What is the goal of life? What happens after death? And Yama, testing him, found that he is a true aspirant. And then Yama told him about the abstract Brahma Tattva. But then, in these mantras that we are going through, Yama also told him how from the level that we are in, we can slowly proceed towards that Brahma Tattva. The very thing that we are doing. We have to be Shanta, we have to be Samahita, and we have to keep ourselves from Papa Achara and all those things that are the basis of spiritual life. We have to start from there and continue. I don't know it's relevant or not. I recently read reviewed Swami Atmasthanandaji Maharaj's reminiscences of Swami Vivekananda Maharaj. And Yuvak Sattakrishna, he asks Vivekananda Maharaj, if anyone has done anything wrong and wants to lead a spiritual life very sincerely, then how to deal with those wrong things? And, as if I don't know, as if I can visualize that, and I get so, it gives me so much strength. और विज्ञानानंद जी वो सुन के अपना 2 हाथ उठा के ऐसे करके बोले कि फिर से करना नहीं है, उससे ही होगा. वो बोलते हैं कि अगर किसी ने कुछ गलती की है जीवन में, कोई जिसको हम निषेधात्मक कर्म बोलते, पाप बोलते, रॉन्ग थिंग्स बोलते, और अगर वो एक आध्यात्मिक जीवन जीना चाहता है, तो वो सब जो कर्म है उससे हाउ विल वन डील विद दैट. Vivekananda ji was asked by Swami Atmasthananda ji. He was then not a Swami, he was a young boy, Satta Krishna. And Vivekananda ji said that just don't do it again. Finished. Our corona tahali habe. So simple. So simple. Just, and these are the basics. We have the 12 brahmacharya vows. One of the very early vows tell that when you start meditating, think of yourself as the pure Atman. Is it an imagination? No, this is the truth. We are thinking that we have done a mistake, we have said something wrong, we have done something wrong. Those were works of the Indriya. Those were works of the Indriya. Often what happens, there are 2 approaches if we categorize. One is the approach of yoga and one is the approach of Vedanta. What do you mean by that? In the yoga schools of theology, you will find the emphasis or the attention is given on the aspirant. সাধকের এই গুণ আছে, সাধকের এই গুণ নেই, সাধককে এই করে ওই গুণগুলিকে করে এই সাধন করে লক্ষ্যের দিকে এগিয়ে যেতে হবে. The point of attention is on the aspirant. Vedanta takes a different approach. Vedanta will not really ask you, Vedanta will just give general idea, the sadhana chatushtaya, vivek buddhi, Vivek Vairagya or Shamadamadi Shat Sampatti Yaha Mutra Phala Bhoga Viraga Vivek Vairagya Mumukshatva. These are the basic things. Vedanta will talk about the goal. Will talk about the goal and say wherever you are, whosoever you are, it doesn't matter. Just start walking. The more we move towards the east, we'll automatically move away from the west. যতই আমরা পূর্ব দিকে যাব স্বাভাবিকভাবেই পশ্চিম থেকে দূর হয়ে যাব. And this is a very strong point of the theology of the Ramakrishna order. রামকৃষ্ণ সংঘের সাধন পদ্ধতির এটি অত্যন্ত গুরুত্বপূর্ণ একটি অঙ্গ, যে আমাদের দুর্বলতার কথা আমরা ভাবব না. স্বামী সুবিতানন্দজি মহারাজ আমাদেরকে বলতেন, আমরা ভগবানের চিন্তা করব, হ্যাঁ, আমরা আমাদের চিন্তাও করব না. আমার ভক্তি আছে কি আমার ভক্তি নেই, আমার জ্ঞান আছে কি আমার জ্ঞান নেই, আমার বিবেক আছে কি আর আমার বিবেক নেই, ওই ভেবে আমি শেষে আমার সম্বন্ধেই ভাবছি. I am ending up thinking of myself, and it is not doing any good. Let me think of Sri Ramakrishna, and as we think of Sri Ramakrishna, our mind will become like him. Yadrishi bhavanaha yasya siddhir bhavati tadrishi. ঠাকুরের কথা চিন্তা করতে করতে আমরা ঠাকুরের মতন হয়ে যাব. We have seen and heard from very senior Swamis in the Arogya Bhavan, and they will tell us what we were and what we have become, just staying in the Ramakrishna order. This is the purity drilling machine. Swami Srikaranandiji, one of the assistant general secretaries, when we were monks, novice brahmacharis, he passed away unfortunately suddenly. He used to say, the avatara is a ship. I bought a ticket of a ship and I will go somewhere traveling in this ship. So before getting into the ship, what I am doing in my house? I am eating, I am sleeping. When I get into the ship, what will I do in the ship? আমি জাহাজে উঠে কি জাহাজের ডেকে গিয়ে সাঁতার কাটবো? No, I'll do the same thing. I will eat, I'll sleep, I'll drink, and I'll just do what I do every day. But I am in the ship. The ship is moving towards the destination. So we have come under the refuge of the avatara. অবতারের কৃপা ক্ষেত্রর মধ্যে আমরা চলে এসেছি. আমরা ধীরে ধীরে সেই লক্ষ্যেতে পৌঁছাবই. বাট মা বলছেন যে যদি ওই আনন্দকে উপলব্ধি করতে চাও তাহলে সাধন করো. So if we think of Sri Ramakrishna more and more, then we will get the joy of this spiritual life. And again, this Vedantic approach is the approach of the Ramakrishna order. There was a saint, Rabia, it is mentioned in Meditation and Spiritual Life. Rabia was a most probably Christian saint or what, a Jewish saint, I don't remember. And Rabia was asked, what is your idea about the Saturn? शैतान के बारे में आपका क्या ख्याल है? And Rabia thought for a while and said, I always thought of God, I never thought about Saturn. I don't know much about him. And once Swami Shivanandaji Maharaj was in Mutt, Swami Premanandaji was there, and a householder came. And he's talking about a lot of his householders' experiences, these and that. And Baburam Maharaj is listening, and then after a while, that householder, he left. And Baburam Maharaj is asking Mahapurush Maharaj, আচ্ছা কি বললো ঠিক বুঝলাম না. What did he say? I really could not get it. And Mahapurush Maharaj smiles at him and বলতে বাবুরাম দা, ও তুমি বুঝবে না, ঠাকুর বলতেন না তোমার হাড় পর্যন্ত শুদ্ধ, ও তুমি বুঝবে না. Swami Ranganathanandaji, we have heard, sometimes, someone will say, maybe unfortunately, some monk has done some mistake, and the trustees, they're discussing. Maharaj will not understand. He is a monk, why did he do like this? He will not be able to understand it. Such purity of thought, the otherwise he will not be able to understand. And we have seen our great Swamis, etc., regarding subtle spiritual things, they can understand it very well. But sometimes, these gross things, these gross things of the world, suddenly you will find these senior Swamis, they are behaving like novices. এটা কি? এটা কেন এরকম করলো? Ranganathananda ji will ask, he had accepted the ideal. How could he do like this? And other senior Swamis and trustees, they will know that Maharaj will not understand. They will just a bit, pacify Maharaj, Yes, Maharaj, it happens, Maharaj, it happens. And they will not explain to him. This is how it is. So how it is? The next mantra. Ashabdam, asparsham, arupam, abvayam, tatha, arasam, nityam, gandhavat, agandhavat, yat, anadi, anantam, mahatah, param dhruvam, निचाय तन मृत्यु मुखात प्रमुच्यते. अभी वो आत्म तत्व के बारे में बोल रहे. Oh, tea is ready. Okay, so we'll have it now. But then we'll just have like till 6:15 we'll go. We'll have at 6:15. Yes. Because if they go now, we'll just have 15 minutes. Yes. Hot coffee, cold coffee. Cold coffee, they say, is a better thing. So let's cold tea. ये आत्म तत्व है. ये शब्द, स्पर्श, रूप, रस, गंध शून्य, ये आत्म तत्व को इंद्रिय के द्वारा हम जान नहीं सकते. Again and again, again and again, again and again, Upanishad is telling us it is not to be known in that way. और ये आत्म स्वरूप को उपलब्धि करके ये जो अक्षय, शाश्वत, कार्य कारण रहित और ये नित्य जो आत्म स्वरूप है, इसको जान के जो मुमुक्षु है वो संसार बंधन से चिर मुक्त हो जाता है. स्वामी भूतेशानंद जी, again in his very rational way, स्वामी भूतेशानंद जी says the point is, मृत्यु के बाद संसार बंधन से चिर मुक्त हो जाऊंगा. Not really. Upanishad is not telling that. मैं ही नहीं रहूंगा और मैं मुक्त हो जाऊंगा. Now, संसार बंधन से चिर मुक्त हो जाता है. Upanishad is telling to do it now. Now. जीवन मुक्ति अवस्था के. उपनिषद कभी भी नहीं बोलेंगे कि विदेह मुक्ति के लिए. Upanishad is not interested in विदेह मुक्ति. Upanishad is entirely interested in Jivan Mukti, now and now. Let me go for that experience. Nachiketam upakhyanam mrittu proktam sanatanam. I've gone to the next one. Uktva shrutva cha medhavi brahmaloke mahiyate. So we end the first adhyaya and the tritiya valli and said, this Nachiketam upakhyanam जो नचिकेता ने सुना और मृत्यु प्रोक्तम, that has been told by Mrityu Yama, that is, it was a story but it tells about the eternal message. It is eternal message and ये एक फलश्रुति है कि ये उपनिषद पाठ करके क्या होगा. तो बोले जो भी इसको पाठ करेंगे, श्रवण करेंगे, they will have these ideas in their mind. So they will become one with Brahman. They will get Brahma Upalabdhi. And then the last mantra. Ya imam paramam guiham Shravayed Brahma samsadi Prayata Shraddha kaleva तदानंताय कल्पते तदानंताय कल्पत इति. इट इज सेड, ये जो उपनिषद हम पाठ करना, ये तो भी कर्म है ना. बोला है कि अपरा ब्रह्म विषयक, ये भी एक कर्म है. इसको करके क्या लाभ होगा. ये जो परम गुह्य तत्व है जो उपनिषद से हमको मिलता है, ये कोई अगर ब्राह्मणों के सभा में ये ग्रंथ को कोई अगर पाठ करेगी, ये ग्रंथ के बारे में बोल रहे, यम और नचिकेता का जो संवाद है, जिसमें धीरे धीरे परम तत्व के बारे में व्याख्यान की गई है, वो अगर हम ब्राह्मणों के, सुधियों के सभा में, जहाँ पे ऐसे लोग हैं जो ब्राह्मण है, जो ब्रह्मन को उपलब्धि करना चाहते हैं, नॉट एनीवेयर एंड एवरीवेयर, will not go and read a Kathopanishad in a disco party. It is not the place. But where we have people who will really benefit from it, who want it, who are adhikari of this Vishaya, who have a prayojana of this Vishaya, there this book called Kathopanishad will build up the sambandha, will be relevant. और श्रावय पाठ और व्याख्या करके, तो इसका क्या, और कोई कोई बोलते हैं कि श्राद्ध काल में भी इसका वो परंपरा है कि इसका पाठ किया जाए, बिकॉज it is like Gita, but here we find that, it is very contextual, that someone has gone to the god of death, and the god of death is telling him that this death is impermanent, it is a wrong idea, you are eternal, you get that knowledge, and then you will transcend death. So, जो प्रश्न वो पूछ रहे थे, that if we can, slowly this Upanishadic culture has become quite an alien culture. It is not a part of the day-to-day life of our society. We are now more interested in the shopkeeping religion. God is a deity, I have certain ways of worshipping him to please him, and when he or she is pleased, then I will get what I want. Somehow we have made that kind of a religion the popular and practiced religion. But this religion, this spirituality, which will give us a real strength to live life in its fullest, is not much practiced. Swamiji loved Kathopanishad so much. Swamiji has revived all these Upanishadic teachings so much. So, here the Upanishad gives that message. We go to the Dvitiya Adhyaya Prathama Valli. Now, the Prathama Valli, the first mantra is quite important.
The Panchruti is that one will one will know the glory of the.
Yes, yes. Paranchi Khani Vatrinath Swayambhuhu Tasmat Parang Pashyati Na Antaratman Kaschid Dhirah Pratyagatman Aikshad Avrittachakshuhu Amritatvam Icchan. Icha. We'll go to the Annaya of this. Paranchi. Paranchi is Bahirmukh. Paran or is para means something outward, extrovert. And Paranchi is that in the plural. Khani. Khani means ये सब इंद्रिय, ये सब इंद्रिय. स्वयंभू परमेश्वर वैत्रिनत, इनको बहिर्मुखी क्या है? And that God has created these senses to be extrovert. The blame is not on God actually. The blame is that by nature these senses are extrovert, outwardly. So, tasmat और इसलिए ही परांग, ये जो इंद्रिय विशिष्ट जीव है जिसका मन की गति हमेशा बहिर्मुख है, वो बाह्य के विषय को हमेशा उपलब्धि करता रहता है. अंतरात्मन को वो उपलब्धि नहीं कर पाता है. Always the mind by its nature is extrovert. The mind does not on its nature feel concentrated and introvert. So, kaschit, but some dhirah, viveki, avrita chakshuhu, they cover their indriyas. Chakshuhu, avrita. They take the path of renunciation. They don't have to destroy the indriyas. Just keep the objects of the indriyas enjoyment a bit out of its reach. and slowly the indriya will get trained. Avrita chakshuhu, और अमृतत्वम इच्छन, और वो अमृतत्व को स्वस्वरूप अनुभूति को इच्छा करते हैं. और वो क्या करते हैं? वो प्रत्यक आत्मन, अपने अस्तित्व में जो ब्रह्म स्वरूप है उसको ऐक्षत, साक्षात्कार करते हैं. तो बोलते हैं ये मंत्र में, हाँ, यस, कवर्ड. ये जो इंद्रिय है ये सब बहिर्मुख है स्वभाव से. स्वभाव, उनके स्वभाव ही है बहिर्मुख होना. अगर हम सोचेंगे कुछ साधन नहीं करना है, कुछ भजन नहीं करना है, ऐसे ही हो जाएगा, ऐसे नहीं होगा. द पॉइंट इज दैट इफ यू जस्ट लिव देम, by their nature they will be bahirmukhi. So what we have to do, if we want that amritatva, then we have to take the path of renunciation. For us, it is giving out both externally and internally. For you, it is mainly giving out internally. মন থেকে ত্যাগ করতে হবে. মন যাতে এগুলির প্রতি আকর্ষিত না হয়. হ্যাঁ, people are mad about strange things. During the Utsava, Durga Puja, Diwali, a lady of the house, she has maybe, purchased a sari, a very costly one, and she thinks, oh, I will dress up and I will go, and others will see, and they will feel, oh, I have the best. And then she comes out and sees another lady of the neighborhood, she has put on another more costly sari, and she is doomed. Oh, everyone is looking at her. Many people in the society, we just behave in this way. Always our happiness and sorrow. And this is so natural. I was asked to learn French. I'm learning, and then there is exam. And suddenly, one day I was thinking, oh my God, what has happened to me? I have totally started to develop a student mentality. I'm not really thinking, karmannevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. I will study my best, I'll try my best, and then what is the result? I'm really not bothered. That is the attitude of a monk. But now I'm thinking, I have to do well in the French exam. And then, my classmate, how he got so much marks, and then I'm asking, how did you practice for the exam? And then I go back home and I say, oh my God, what I'm doing. I know. Because this is by nature, we'll try to find out happiness and joy in the outer things. Kaschid dhira, very few, they will really take the path of renunciation, and they will be able to achieve this. The next mantra. Parachah kaman anuyanti balaha te mrityor yanti vitatastapasham athadhira amritatvam viditva dhruvam adhruveshu iha na prarthayante. They use the word bala again, and bala is translated children. But the word bala in the Upanishad is used for the people who are aviveki. They do not have maturity. They are behaving like children, playing with the toys of the world. And the toys are changing, they are not growing up. And this alpa buddhi, avivekigan, they run after the bhogya vishaya. They anuyanti kaman. They run after them. Some people are mad. As if they are mad, just for a promotion or this or that. And they're engrossed with that. Engrossed. And, something, I don't know, like being a monk, I find it sometimes so strange, so foolish. I find it so foolish. And what?
Vivekananda told us that Upanishad never condemned anything.
Yes.
The only two words used are either bala or muha.
Yes. But the import is quite clear. Yeah. Yes. Like Upanishad is dealing with the jnana. It always looks into the think that one is with knowledge, one is without knowledge. But the one who is without knowledge can follow the Guru and Shastra and achieve the knowledge tomorrow. So the door is open to all. And what happens? They, one after the other, they get caught in this realm of Janma and Mrityu. But there are some dhiraha, amritatvam viditva, from the Guru and Shastra, they have come to know about that great goal of life. And they do not ask anything from this life. From the world, they do not ask anything. Yena rupam rasam gandham shabdan sparshangsha maithunan etenaiva vijanati किमत्र परिशिष्यते एतद् वै तत्. और बोल रहे ये जो ज्ञान स्वरूप प्रत्यक आत्मा है और जिनके सन्निधि के द्वारा ही लोग रूप रस गंध शब्द स्पर्श ये सब सुख के अनुभूति करते. उस दिन हम लोगों ने we discussed in details about that mango thing. That when the desire is fulfilled, then that Ananda Swarup of the Atman reflects. Again by another desire it is covered. So all this joy we get from this Indriya is actually a manifestation of the joy of the Atman. If someone really knows it, etenaiva vijanati, etena eva vijanati, someone really knows it. Swamiji says that if a thief knows that there is gold in the next room, how mad he will get. That vakulata, it is said, yamaya vaisha vrinute etena labhya. How we can get it? We have to be earnest for it. We have to be vakul for it. At least for us, we have to be sincere for it. Bhaber ghare churi korle cholbe na. That we can't do. We have to be sincere to the best of our capacity. And if one really knows, then kimatra parishishyate, then what else is left to be known in this world, and what else will someone go to achieve? Once we have this sincere belief that God is the goal of life, what else one would want? And ye jo pratyagatman hai. Now the Upanishad is connecting the Jivatman with the Paramatman, saying etad vai tad, etad vai, ye jo pratyagatman hai, yahi wo Brahma hai. There is an entity called Brahma. We don't have to go and get hold of it. Oh Brahma, here you are, I have got hold of you. Hey Brahma ke dhore nahi. Not like that. What to do? Through renunciation, we have to give up all this clinging to this unreality of the world. And slowly, when we give that up, then the Brahman which is already there, which I am really, will just manifest itself. How it will manifest? It will manifest as Ananda. It will manifest as joy. A joy which is not dependent on anything outside. Sri Sri Ma, वो बोलती है दक्षिणेश्वर में वो जब थी, वो बोलती है कि हृदय आनंदेर कलश जन प्रतिष्ठित আছে সেই দিব্য উল্লাসে মন প্রাণ একেবারে ভরে থাকতো. Not dependent on anything. Not dependent on anything. Sarvada santushta. And it contains swapnantam, jagritantam, chobhau, yena anupashyati, mahantam, vibhumatmanam, matva, dhiro, na shochati. Now, sarvam khalu idam Brahma. First it was said, oh, Brahma is that abstract. And then it is being said that Brahma is within you. Now it will be said, it's everywhere. First it is transcendent, then it is a part of your own existence. Now it is immanent. The Thakur jake bolchen, big Gyan. তিনি সেখানে আছেন, তিনি আমার মধ্যে আছেন, তিনি সর্বত্র আছেন। তিনি আমার মধ্যে আছেন। নরেন্দ্রনাথ সেইড, আই ওয়ান্ট টু বি লস্ট ইন মেডিটেশন। ঠাকুর বলছেন তার থেকেও উঁচু অবস্থা আছে। তুই না গান গাস, जो कुछ है सो तू ही है। ये समाधि में तन्मय होके जाना, उससे भी उच्च अवस्था है। तू ही तो गाता है, जो कुछ है सो तू ही है। Whatever is Brahman itself. Life itself is divine. The divine life. Everything is Brahman. What a joy. Jnana is the knowledge that we get in the Neti Neti Marga, and then we go and rest the knowledge through discrimination. It is a knowledge that one gets in the Neti Neti Marga. The same knowledge when one gets in the Iti Iti Marga, that is Vishesh Roop se Gyan Labh Karna. Nothing is an obstacle. Whatever you put in front of Sri Ramakrishna, it is the Divine Mother herself. The Holy Mother, Divine Mother. Everything is Divine Mother, Divine Mother. Ghotitao Ishwar, Batitao Ishwar. They're established in that kind of a experience. But Jnana precedes Vijnana. If suddenly we say, and Shivo Gyane Jiv Seva. Shiv Gyan se Jiv Seva. इसमें शिव कौन है? Who is the Shiva? My question to you. No, all money. Who?
Whoever is in our contact. Like now, you are the Shiva for me.
So he is saying that when I am serving someone, the one whom I am serving is the Shiva. Is it so? Yes or no? No, ঠিক সেটা না হলে তাহলে কি? For me, the answer is no. Deva bhutva devam yajit. Shiva Jnana knowledge. First, we have to know that divinity within us. I don't know what Shivatva is. I'm just imagining something abracadabra and I'm just putting it on that person. And in the time of stress and strain, sometimes I'm just behaving with that person as if that person is not a divine entity. That person is a poor man who needs food and cloth. So it is said, Shiva Gyan se Jiva Seva. First we have to realize the divinity within us ourselves. I asked, in meditation and spiritual life, there is a pictorial demonstration of the spiritual journey of life. I think that will be shared in WhatsApp. You all are in WhatsApp group? One common group? Yes. भेज दिया ना? No, they have already shared in the Kathopanishad group. There is a picture given. So tomorrow in the morning, please bring your mobile phone, switch it on. Yes, go through that. You will be able to understand. And there it shows, first the devotee thinks that God is separate, I am separate. Then slowly the devotee thinks, no, I am a part of God. And then the devotee understands that, no, only God is, nothing else is. And then the devotee understands whatever is manifestation of God. First we can say in a way, Dvaita Bhava, God is different, I am different, I am a servant of God. I am not God. The second is Vishishta Dvaita Bhava, I am a part of God, but still, He is God. I am His servant. And the third is that the third is Advaita Bhava, only God is, I am not there. But the fourth bhava, the highest, as in that it is put, and jo kuch hai so tu hai, whatever is God only. Everything is God. We'll discuss that. Please bring your mobile, open it, and we will try to understand it picture by picture. And there it is said, we read this, yes. स्वप्नांतम जागृतांतम चोभौ येन अनुपश्यति महांतम विभुमात्मानं मत्वा धीरो न शोचति। और जिसके द्वारा स्वप्न अवस्था में, जागृत अवस्था में ये मनुष्य ये जगत देखता है, जागृत अवस्था में एक जगत को देखता है, स्वप्न अवस्था में एक जगत को देखता है, वो ये आत्मन के द्वारा ही वो मनुष्य देखता है। आत्मन का जो चैतन्य है, कॉन्शियसनेस, उससे द्वारा ही ये जगत प्रतिपन्न होता है। ये जगत ये जीवित होता है, ये चैतन्यमय होता है। ये आत्म वस्तु, ये ब्रह्म वस्तु के संस्पर्श में आके, व्हाट इज दैट? द फ्यूचर मंत्रस विल टेल अस। ये साक्षात रूप से जान के ये धी जो है वो शोक नहीं करते, वो संसार को अनुभव नहीं करते। स्वामी अशोकानंद जी वुड से, द एंटायर वर्ल्ड अपीयर्स लाइक अ शैडो टू मी। जैसे एक फिल्म देख रहा हूं एंड आई एम रियली नॉट कनेक्टेड टू इट। एक साक्षी भाव से हमेशा रह रहे। एंड it happens with renunciation, etc., that we can develop it. The next mantra, ya imang madvadam veda atmanam jeevamantikat ईशानम भूतभव्यस्य न ततो विजुगुप्सते एतद्वैतत्. This we'll see in a following mantras. Again and again it is repeated. Etadvaitat, etadvaitat, etadvaitat. That Brahman and this Atman is not different. It is the same entity. How? That Brahman is like the sun in the sky, and this Atman is like the reflection of the sun in the water pot. वो सूर्य, आकाश का सूर्य, वो ब्रह्म है और वो परमात्मा है, और ये जीव के देह मन बुद्धि में उसका प्रतिफलन हो रहा है. बट दिस इज ओनली अ प्रतिफलन. तो बोल रहे कि ये जो कर्म फल भोक्ता का जो धारक है, मध्वदम कर्म फल भोगी, ये जो जीव है जो ये कर्म फल को भोग करता है, वो कर्म फल का भोग तो करता है, पर वो अपने ब्रह्म अनुभूति के द्वारा ये समझ पाता है कि ये शरीर भोग कर रहा है, ये मन भोग कर रहा है, ये बुद्धि भोग कर रही है, पर ब्रह्म तो निष्प्रिय है और वो ब्रह्म ही वो जीव है. इसीलिए वो एक साक्षी भाव से ये जीवन का सुख दुख के द्वारा वो प्रेरित नहीं होता, उसके ऊपर कोई उसका प्रभाव वो महसूस नहीं करता. एक जीवन मुक्त अवस्था, whatever may be the experience. Swami Turiyananda ji shows the culmination in the level of the body. Operation is done on his body and he is just looking at it. He is just looking at it. Yes, yes. No. No, not really. No, that, that is, as you said, it is that Sakshi Chaitanya, it is not the Atman. That consciousness has taken up this mask of the body, mind and buddhi and is connecting with those things. But the consciousness, it's not the enjoyer of it. Where it is said, Shri Bhagavan is talking about his manifestation in this creation. And there he said that I am the bhokta of it. He is telling to Arjuna that, Arjuna, you merge your little self. If you are thinking yourself to be the body, the mind, you merge your little self of body and mind into this greater self of mind who is a Vishwaniyanta. ঠাকুরের ইচ্ছা বলে মেনে নাও. ঠাকুরের ইচ্ছা বলে মেনে নাও, রামের ইচ্ছা বলে মেনে নাও. তাহলে এই সুখ দুঃখ সবই জীবনের আশীর্বাদ বলে মনে হবে, আর না হলে উইল জাস্ট টেক ইট অ্যাজ হ্যাপেনিংস উইচ আই এম রিয়েলি নট কানেক্টেড। ঈশ্বর की इच्छा से इट इज सेड यह वो इमम ये मदवदम कर्मफल की भोगी जीवम प्राणादि के धारक आत्मानम प्रत्यगात्मा को भूत भव्यस भूत और भविष्य के ईशानम नियंता और अंतिकात अभिन्न रूप से जानते हैं। वो ये जो ये कर्म फल भोक्ता प्राणादि के धारक अपने अंतरात्मा को ये काल त्रय के नियंता रूपी ब्रह्म के रूप से जानते हैं, वो उपलब्धि होने के बाद वो ततो न विजुगुप्सते, he does not grieve. No, Bijugupsate means he does not try to protect himself. He is established in Abhaya. I have nothing to gain, I have nothing to lose. I am. I have nothing to succeed, I have nothing to fail. I have nothing to enjoy, I have nothing to hate. I am. जीवन मुक्त। एंड बोलते ये जो प्रत्यगात्मन है नचिकेता, तुम पूछ रहे थे ना ब्रह्म वस्तु के बारे में, ये प्रत्यगात्मन, दिस इज दैट ब्रह्मन। विल जस्ट डू वन मोर श्लोक मंत्र। यह पूर्वम तपसो जातम, पूर्वम न अद्भ पूर्वम अजायत, गुहाम प्रविश्य तिष्ठन्तम यो भूतेः न यो भूतेभिः व्यपश्यत। तो बोलते हैं कि ये जो सृष्टि है, हिरण्यगर्भ है, और ये जो अद्भय, ये जो पंचभूत है, ये जो सृष्टि को, ये ब्रह्म तत्व के उपलब्धि जो करता है, वो ये सृष्टि को ये ब्रह्म के प्रकाश रूप में ही देखता है। देयर आर लॉट ऑफ टेक्निकल टर्म्स, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू दैट, कॉस्मोलॉजिकल टर्म्स, कि ये सृष्टि में वो जो भी देखता है, ये जल, ये हिरण्यगर्भ, ये सूक्ष्म स्थूल सृष्टि में जो भी प्रकाश है, ये सब वो ब्रह्म का ही प्रकाश है। जो कुछ है सो तू ही है। And okay, we'll end here. Tomorrow, I don't know, I'll try to maybe, we are going a bit fast. Yeah, I'll try to complete. এইখানে একটা জায়গায় ঠাকুর স্বামীজি যেটাকে শিবজ্ঞানে জীব সেবার কথা বলছেন, সকলের মধ্যে ঈশ্বর আছেন, সেই কথাটিকে সেইটিকে আমরা একটু আলোচনা করব। দেন মেবি দ্য Kathopanishad will ideologically meet at a point which is the ideology of our Ramakrishna order. Then we can take it as a part of that theology, that ideology, সেই আদর্শ যেটা আমরা বিশ্বাস করি বা যেটা আমরা আমাদের জীবনে সাধনা করি, শিবজ্ঞানে জীব সেবা, ওইটা। Yes. No. Deva bhutva, yes. Deva bhutva devam yajit. When I realize the divinity in me, then only I can realize the divinity in others. It is a simultaneous thing. But first I should try to manifest the divinity within me. Yeah. And often we do not understand that. We always think that we have to think of the one in front of us as Narayana, as Shiva, and we put that entire act of Seva Yoga as a Dvaita act, That is now how it is. Swamiji writes a letter to Christine, Sister Christine, and Swamiji says, I do not believe in humility. I believe in Samadarshitva. You are the Atman, I am the Atman, we are equal. Je Bhagavan, Ma bolchen, শেষে দেখবে আমার মধ্যে যিনি দুলে বাগদির মধ্যেও তিনি। You will see that one who is within me is within all those people whom we think they are very lowly people, the one residing within all. কিন্তু আমার মধ্যে যিনি, we have to understand that. Otherwise, if I think myself to be a manushya, and then at the end, after a while, I'll treat that person as a poor man, hungry man, unclothed man, uneducated man, and treat with that person in that way. I'll end with an interesting story. I was in Ahmedabad, and at that time, Ahmedabad Ashrama was a sub-center of a Rajkot Ashrama. So I was sent by Revered Swami Nikhileshwaranandaji to be there, and I was the first resident monk. And there, until then, the devotees were running the center. So monthly, they will go to a slum and they'll give food to the poor people. तो महाराज आए हैं, तो महाराज को वो सब दिखा देना पड़ेगा, अगले महीने महाराज करेंगे. So I went with 1 or 2 devotees to the slum, and just some of the people of the slum, they came, and I was just having a chat with them. तो मैं उनको बोला कि हम लोग आएंगे उस दिन और यहाँ पे आप लोगों के लिए प्रसाद लेके आएंगे. You know, we monks, we sometimes use certain spiritual terms, prasad. And maybe the devotees previously, they did not use that. आपके लिए खाना लेके आएंगे, आपके लिए खिचड़ी लेके आएंगे. And I used a spiritual term, आप लोगों के लिए प्रसाद लेके आएंगे. तो एक बोलते, महाराज वो प्रसाद लाएंगे आश्रम से? हाँ, प्रसाद लाएंगे. तो महाराज वहाँ पे वो पूजा करके वो आश्रम में पूजा करेंगे? मैं बोला नहीं, आश्रम में पूजा नहीं करेंगे. तो महाराज कौन सी पूजा का प्रसाद है वो? तो मैंने देना अंडरस्टूड. मैं बोला देखिए वहाँ पे तो, बिकॉज द आश्रम इज इन द फर्स्ट फ्लोर इन एन अपार्टमेंट, एक फ्लैट बाड़ी थे आश्रम. तो वहाँ पे तो इतने सारे, उस दिन हम खिचड़ी लेके गए, इतने सारी खिचड़ी तो नहीं लेके जा पाएंगे. एक काम करते हैं, आपके यहाँ पे पूजा करेंगे, हैं? तो आप लोग थोड़ा साफ करके रखना, और मैं ऐसे प्लास्टिक का टेबल लाऊंगा. हम लोग, मैं और हमारे आश्रम के कुछ डिवोटीज, ठाकुर माँ स्वामी जी की छवि रखेंगे, और हम लोग अगरबत्ती, थोड़ा फूल वगैरह लेके आएंगे. Okay. See, they are poor people and they live in the slums. But Swamiji says in India, everyone is spiritually minded. तो मैं पूछा कहाँ पे पूजा करेंगे? And immediately they point out to a lady और बोले वो श्रावण महीना का उपवास करिए उनके घर में, उनके घर के सामने करिए. They understand. She is doing a bit of a religious vows, etc. So the day we go and they have swept the place. It's a bit dirty here and there outside, but they have swept the place. We put it, and we put the table, we take a plate and we put the khichdi in that, put it in front of Thakur. Then there were a few flowers, so a little boy, he takes the petals of the flowers and he arranges the petals one after the other, like an alpana, very beautifully, the aesthetic sense in them. And so we took a plastic sheet, tripal, we put it, and on that we sat. I went, and then I told them, see, we have come here not to give some food to you. Sri Ramakrishna has said that God is everyone's own. Holy Mother says that she is the mother of all, and Swamiji has also told that we should serve one and all as God in them. With that thought, me and our devotees have come. You are just like, as I am a child of God, you are also the child of God. And I told it very sincerely, because I believe in that. That is the basis of my monastic life. And then I told them certain stories from the parable, Nam Mahatma Ittadi. Then we chanted the names of various gods, Sri Ram, Sri Krishna, Durga, Kali, and Ramakrishna Sharanam. They enjoyed it. And then, that bhoga that was offered to Sri Ramakrishna, it was a bit put in those containers, and khichdi we had. So I also had, our devotees had, etc. Okay, it's over. Then 2 ladies, middle-aged ladies, they work as maids in the house of the people in the city. Amrajadi ke kajer mashi bole. तो वैसे 2 वो मेरे पास आते हैं और वो बोले महाराज एक बात कहनी है. हम बोले हाँ बोलिए. बोले महाराज, जब आप खूब विश्वास के साथ आप बार बार बोल रहे थे ना कि हम सब ईश्वर के संतान है और हम सब में वो ईश्वर है, और जब बार बार बोल रहे थे कि हम सब ईश्वर के वो संतान है, महाराज हम लोगों ने ना वो एकदम दिल में महसूस किया. They said, and immediately as if I will have like an electric shock, like a goosebump. Swamiji says, each soul is potentially divine. Each soul is potentially divine. And then we just have to connect with them. and connect with them in their own way. So there, the Kathopanishad will also end with that. Each soul is potentially divine. And the goal is to manifest that divinity within. Kathopanishad does not talk about Bhakti Yoga. Kathopanishad does not talk that much about Karma Yoga or Raja Yoga. It mainly talks about Jnana Yoga. But if we deliberate, we will see all the yogas, they are connected with each other. So we will end here, 6:15, have your tea, and then tomorrow, if you all agree, then 9 o'clock we start and we have another long session. So, like today. So, do we agree with it? Yes. And then if we have 2 long sessions, then I'm hopeful we can complete one reading of the Kathopanishad. We should not say we have completed reading or studying the Kathopanishad. It will continue. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.